Hi, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and it is great to be in conversation here at Discovery Community College in beautiful Surrey, British Columbia. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Well, I'm Rooma Abdeen. Been in Canada for past 7 years. And although I have different background in career, I decided to take a healthcare assistant, and DCC was my savior. And I became a senior healthcare worker, and due to some health issues, like I've taken some time off, but I'm on casual. But meanwhile, I'm working with children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about your journey before DCC.
Oof, that's a great journey. Before DCC, with all the good work I did back, nothing mattered. I felt hopeless, and I felt I have no future, and even considered, oh, did I do a mistake by coming to Canada? And with the pandemic, and suddenly the DCC thing came. And it's one of the best things that happened to me.
Is that right?
Yeah, it means a lot to me.
What, you came to Canada, what had you done before you came to Canada?
Well, I was an elementary school teacher, and I have always been a social worker. And even as a child, I had a lot of empathy. And I know my work is to serve people. It's a call. And so I always chose where my service is appreciated and has some value. And then I saw, as I was working with small children, I saw that they have more psychological issues, which prompted me to take a course in counseling and psychotherapy. And I combined both.
Okay.
And eventually, I took more courses and became a counselor and a psychotherapist, based on CBT theory. And I had a very good practice. And I did a lot of social work. Really, my career started from the time the tsunami devastated our island. It was in 2004. Ever since, I was a counselor and helping people in different arenas. I was traveling around the island. And then I got a chance to go to Africa, in Malawi, for 2 years. And I worked in a school as a head teacher and a counselor, welfare officer. It was one of the best 2 years in my life. And my family was in US. I happened to visit US. And I was planning to settle down there because my health started to show up. And then someone said, no, why not consider Canada? And I have this crazy childhood dream about Canada, Anne of Green Gables.
Okay.
And my friends used to call me Anne of Green Gables, because I have a dreaming thing. So I ended up here. Yeah. So a long journey. Yeah. Like trying to find my roots.
Trying to find a path, and Canada was sort of that bright future for you. And then, but you came, and not everything worked out 100%.
No, it was really disheartening.
Yeah.
Because I saw, like, even people with credentials as doctors, engineers, they were doing Uber or very low-level jobs. Then I knew, no, rather than complaining, I had to strive. So the first thing I started was to do volunteering. I volunteered with Pathways Mental Health Association. I even became a facilitator there. And eventually, you know, Kumon. The Kumon.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, started with Kumon. And I've been with Kumon part-time and now full-time, almost full-time, for the past 6 years.
Right.
Yeah, and then in between, during the pandemic, we were sort of laid off, and that's the time I got across to DCC.
So you found DCC, and you made that phone call to DCC. Tell me about that.
Well, really, it was a mishap, I would say, because I have a caseworker at IASS, and she just said, I was talking to her, asking her, what do I do? I'm not happy the way things are moving on. And I was going into anxiety, which I didn't want to succumb into. And then she said, okay, Ruma, I don't know, there's a poster rotating, I'll send you. And it said, the PBLMT programs by PICS, PICS, conducted by DCC.
Okay.
immediately made the call, and Monica was there at that time.
Yeah.
The Monica said, Ruma, this is like we are almost closing, like we are done, but let me see. And my luck, one student dropped off.
Okay.
You had a limit. Then I got the chance.
You got the chance.
Yeah.
So you got into DCC. Tell me about your DCC experience once you got in.
Well, only for the orientation, I had to come here, and then everything went online. It was totally new for me at my age, really.
Yeah.
But then it was like a whole new world opening up in front of me. And I always used to think, okay, all the good I have done, I've been a very charitable person.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe God is giving me the blessings back.
Sure.
And I saw the warm welcome and the support and no discrimination. Everything was perfect. And it gave me more courage and hope for the future.
Wow.
That's why I'm still with DCC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what interface do you have with DCC now?
Well, I always check online. I
Yeah.
follow the Facebook,
Yeah.
everything, and I
Right.
know what's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I got to know there is this EA program, like the community service program.
Yeah.
So looking at my health, I know I would love to be with seniors. That's my passion, children and seniors. But then I thought, no, but I have my physical capacities. So I thought, okay, why not think about becoming educational assistant? And still, like they need the help there.
Yeah.
All the work, the studies I did in HCA is
Yeah.
partly related. So that's was something I'm considering now.
You've had a wonderful journey.
Yeah, because I'm a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to blame, complain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so was Anne Shirley. She was a fighter.
Yeah. The whole world is full of opportunities.
Yeah.
And then people who complain and find fault around are people who have already given up.
Right.
And I don't want to give up easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What does DCC mean to you?
What does DCC mean to me? My presence in Canada is equal to DCC because they are the first people who gave me that credential to that graduation. Like, okay, Ruma, you're someone now in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And from there on, I can move on to nursing or, I can LPN and I can go on to, but then my age catches up. So I thought, no, it's okay. As an HCA, I'm happy. And I see the respect I get. During the pandemic, I was working, end of pandemic, I was working at Rosemary Seniors Village in Surrey, White Rock. And there were days when the bus drivers will salute me because I'm in my uniform, right? And that was a good feeling because people had a lot of respect for the frontline workers.
Right.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of perspective to life. Finally, I have done something.
What a wonderful conversation. Thank you very much for joining us and telling us about your journey. I'm so happy that you collided with DCC and your life took a different turn. It sounds like you and DCC are kindred spirits.
I agree, sir.